Yeah, I mean that's the idea now. It's the same process and routine that we've had this whole playoff. Last night was a little bit later than most games this playoff so far, so you get to bed a little later, sleep a little less. But today's the same routine. It's just about recovering and remembering the good, and then trying to correct some of the stuff that we didn't do as well. So we look forward to game 2. Good start for us, but know it's going to be a huge challenge as we continue on.
Right side, second row.
Eric, did you? I was hoping you could provide some specifics, kind of how you used the intermission times going into each overtime. What did you eat? What did you drink? Did you do any type of routine, or did you just try to sit still and recharge?
Kind of the same routine you always kind of have. I think once it gets that long and that late, you add in a little bit more with the food intake. But other than that, it's kind of that same routine. It just goes a little quicker because like the intermissions are a little shorter in the overtimes. So just preparing and resting, and the training staff, I'm sure for both teams, does a phenomenal job of doing everything they can, running in every direction, getting you whatever you need. So it's just about recharging, regrouping, and being excited for another period.
Just to follow up, what did you eat?
For me, it was just honestly apples, some apples, oranges. Stayed away from the bananas. I tend to burp those up. So to be honest, that and then a lot of fluids. Sort of hydrating as much as you can, and then getting ready to go again.
Eric, we've seen how you guys are supporting Miami Heat during their playoff run, and they're doing the same thing with you. So at the morning shoot around Boston today, they said, Max Strus said specifically, that he stayed up to watch this. when you hear that, not only fans and all of us, but when you hear the other team, the Miami Heat's following you and staying up to watch this thing, what does that say to you?
Well, that's a late night. He's got a game. Probably should get to bed a little earlier. But no, I mean it's great. Obviously, it's pretty special, pretty cool that to have two teams in the same boat at this time of year from the same market. It's pretty special, and playing opposite nights. I know our guys were watching last night, watching them take game 1. So it's pretty cool. It's this is the best time of year that we always say as hockey players to be playing, and I'm sure it is for them as well. So we'll be tuned in to see them again tonight.
Left side, second row.
I'm sure the adrenaline carries you through like a lot of events. But was there a point at the end of it where the physical toll kind of finally hits you? Like, are you sitting on the bus and all of a sudden everyone's like passing out?
Yeah, I think the bus ride was more quiet than normal, to be honest. I think that's pretty normal when you're exhaust that much energy into a game like that. You're even some of the celebration after we scored, it looked like guys were just ready to get their gear off and recover. So obviously it feels good to be on that right side of it and get that game 1. But now all our focuses today is about recovering and giving ourselves the best chance to have a big impact on game 2.
I would guess one of the shortest post-game meals you've been a part of.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Guys got in here right away. Usually it's you change and you kind of slowly recharge, but it was so late. You need the rest. You need to sleep. That guys were right in there getting their food right away, and then tried to get up to sleep to bed. I don't know how quickly everyone fell asleep, but I know when everyone did, they were resting hard when they were sleeping. So we feel good about recharging today and look forward to tomorrow.
We'll take a few more for Eric on the right side or left side, third row, Mark.
Obviously, he almost had a game. How big was it to see a Ryan Robert back in the line? What he brings to your line in particular? Yeah,
Lombo, he looked well rested. He was flying, beat out a couple icings. The kid can skate. He has some great wheels on him. Obviously, I think for everyone's sake, would have loved to seen that one count there at the beginning of overtime. I would have made it for a shorter night, but nonetheless, he was impactful. He is that type of player. Fun for me to play with, and a great energy on our bench, and just one of those guys that is going to be important for us as we continue on.
These are two teams that like to play fast and aggressive. Do you expect it to maybe be a little bit more of a slogging game too after this, or do you think you guys can physically bounce back and just dug any other game?
You know what? I expect both teams to bounce back and be ready to go. I think the way The way I know we train and prepare ourselves, our guys are in phenomenal shape, and I'm pretty well aware of how Roddy trains, so I'm sure the rest of them over there are doing the same. I know my brother's in great shape as the leader of their team, so it's going to be highly competitive. It's going to be, that pace is going to be there. Guys are doing all the right things today, I'm sure, for both sides. We're going to get good rest tonight, and it's a new day tomorrow. Starts at 8. Building will be energized, and juices will be flowing, so it'll be a highly competitive game tomorrow for sure.
One more up here on the left.
You spoke a little bit about Ryan and the legs he had. Played some limited minutes. You might expect that a little bit. Brandon Montour did not play limited minutes. He played over 50 minutes, fourth overtime. He's still playing that crazy rover position he plays. Do you, at some point, do you just sit there on the bench and watch him and be like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, he was flying. He was flying. Even at his 50-plus minute range, he was still moving up the ice so well. He's in great shape. He takes care of himself. He's one of those athletes that he's kind of that. He's that freak athlete and fun to watch. Just a dynamic player, hugely important to us, and has been this whole playoffs and this whole season. So fun to see him do what he does out there. And when you're a teammate, you're also enjoying watching him just compete. And he was important for us for sure.
Thank you for your time, Eric.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.